people into doing the same type of content he's making when most of us, and
All right, I'm not trying to guilt trip y'all.
Eyes on the investigation, but he failed to realize that it would lead to more scrutiny around all his previous investigations. Users on Reddit began taking a closer look at Max's catalog and made several chilling observations. Reading, "I think Mama Max has faked some of his content. This may be already obvious to some folks, but it's wild to me that he insists these are real situations. There's so many story conveniences."
If you disagree with it. He said clearly more interested in virtue signaling and moral support than fixing peds. I'm outie. Camden is nothing. Small fry. Way bigger systems out there. That's very disrespectful. And he is part of the system just as you are, just as we all are.
When the viewers weren't able to get through to Max, his close friends and fellow creators called in to talk some sense into him. But sadly, that didn't work either.
There's a way to present this, there's a way to handle this before you get to that point, right? And that's what we need to be focusing on. That's like where everything needs to be centered on, is where I'm at. And that's all I really can say about the situation.
Okay, so I would have really appreciated this like 2 months ago when we first reached out. I reached out to you and multiple other creators asking for help, and none of you were responsive. I understand y'all are busy and doing your own things, but this is the first time I've ever handled a case of this complexity and
boost unsubstantiated claims.
As his credibility faded away, Max was frantically trying to shift the narrative with his "I place accountability in my own hands" video. You'd expect the title and thumbnail to be followed by a straightforward apology from Max, but that wasn't what viewers...
when they're in there and just look at the evidence and conclude it's nothing.
Max wasn't fooling anyone with that approach. Members of the audience that once defended Max were now begging him to either tackle the case professionally or drop it. And you know there's a problem when comments have more likes than the actual video itself. Max's subpar apology was only a ploy to sway public opinion, and it was failing horribly. Pair this with the fact that there were Discord leaks of him threatening legal action against Muda, and it's no wonder why the apology fell flat. With a text reading, "Spencer and I are considering a class action lawsuit against Mudaha for breaching our non-disclosure agreement. He's extremely rich, so the lawsuit seeks $1 million in damages to be distributed between you all." This goes on to show that Max's priorities weren't aligned with solving the case, but rather he was solely set on maximizing personal gain. From the 19th to the 21st of January 2024, Slug, Max's former editor, took to YouTube and Reddit to leak footage of Max saying what he truly thought about people like Charlie.
I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally
not talk as much anymore. We weren't necessarily the most talkative people anyways, but this absolutely sealed the deal.
Max was not just making baseless accusations, but he was making them on a friend that defended, housed, and fed him for months. Accusations that separated him from his
anonymity and for them to be able to give the approval of what they want to share. But we do want to
potentially even like a month late, depending on when this video comes out. But in my defense, I'm a dad now, all right? I have a baby. He's 5 months old. I have better things to do than sitting here talking to a camera alone in my room. Like watching Jason Nash live stream on TikTok. All right, Sandra, thank you for the money. Kevin, thank you for the money. Can you guys send me $1 million? Turns out I can do both at the same time though, so now I'm